Hi, it's Nina Lee from Sukinu. Welcome back. We're going to do another class. The only equipment you're going to need today is your yoga mat. So find a nice level flat surface. Place your mat down, take a seat. We're going to cross the legs. So just a really comfortable seat to begin with. I want you to have your hands to your knees. Have your palms face downwards and just let your fingers curl around the front of your kneecaps. And then let your shoulders and your elbows be as soft and relaxed as you can. We have a soft draw back of our navel towards our spine. A soft draw back of the abs into your back body. Just to support your low back, also to support our rib cage on top of the pelvis. So we want to lift the rib cage up from the pelvis, creating a little more space into our side body. So we're lengthening up through our obliques. You also continue this line up through the spine and up out of the crown of your head. So you're reaching the very top, the very peak of your head, all the way up towards the sky. So you're grounded down through your sit bones and through your feet where you can feel connected on your mat. But you're lifted up through your spine, up through the neck, up and out of the crown of your head. And then again, soft through the shoulders and the elbows. So yogis, we're going to start with 3 rounds of our ocean breath. So all together. Inhale through your nose. And exhale out of your mouth. Inhale through your nose. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale through the nose. Close the mouth. Keep your lips together. Exhale out through the nose. Ujjayi breath. So we're circling our breath in and out through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Mouth stays closed. Exhale out through the nose. Inhale. Exhale. Continue this 2 more times. So our Ujjayi breath is our fire breath. We use this to build some heat in our core. 1 more round. Inhale, really fire up through our powerhouse. Fire up through the body. Exhale out through the nose. Good. Release your Ujjayi breath. Just come back into circulating the breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. With your next round of breath, inhale, reach your hands all the way high. We want to keep the shoulders down from the ears, but keep your hands above the shoulders, your gaze up towards the thumbs. Fingertips can touch and then draw your hands down into your heart center. 1 more time. Inhale, big circle of the hands all the way up. Fill the lungs, fill the chest. And then exhale, hands down into heart center. Good. We're just going to take a really simple twist. So twisting to your right. Your left hand can come to the knee. Maybe it's to the thigh, whatever feels better here for you. And you want to avoid slouching back into your low back. If you sit as high as you possibly can, if you find as much length through your spine as you possibly can, you're going to find more twist. You're going to be able to really rotate through your middle back. So your mid back here, front of the rib cage, back of the rib cage, thoracic spine. Look as far back behind you as you can. Wow, we've got a beautiful view here today. Brisbane River. Let's come all the way back. We'll go straight over into the other side. So again, hand can come to the knee or the thigh, whatever feels better. And it might be slightly different on this side. And that's totally okay. So avoid slouching and rounding through your lower back. Sit as high as you can. We're also letting the gaze go all the way back behind us so we get a stretch up through the neck, through our scalenes, all these muscles that wrap up through the neck here. Let's take 1 more breath. And then exhale, come all the way back through to the center. Side stretch. Inhale, lift your left hand all the way high. All the way up and over. And then exhale, upright your spine straight to the other side. Lift your right hand all the way up. Good. And then exhale. Here, we're going to come straight over into our all fours. So hands and knees onto the mat. So center yourself on your mat here. You have your toes tucked behind you. So you feel grounded through your toe pads. Hands are directly underneath your shoulders. We have the inside of our elbows to face one another. So you have internal rotation through your upper arms, so a little internal rotation through the shoulders. And we're not locking out through the arms, activating strongly. Draw your belly button up towards your spine. Nice straight lumbar. And there's an energetic pull of your tailbone. So tailbone draws back out and behind you. So you're pulling your tailbone back and long, crown of the head, peak of the skull reaches forward. We're elongating our spine here. So let's take one more breath. Just setting up here in tabletop, press the toes down. Good. And then so with your next inhale, let's really drop the belly down and open up the chest, broad through the collarbone. And then exhale, round all the way high. Tuck your chin to the chest. Inhale, drop your belly. Open up the chest. Good. And then exhale, rounding all the way high. So cat and cow here, guys. Inhale, drop the belly 2 more times. Good. So really manipulating the spine here. Tucking the chin, looking back to navel. Inhale, drop belly as low as you can. Open collarbones broad. And then exhale, round all the way up and high. Inhale, come back into your neutral spine. We're going to walk the hands forward into our puppy pose or anahatasana. So we drop our rib cage down towards the mat. You might want to come up onto fingertips, tenting through the palms. If this is an option for you, take it. You might want to tuck your chin and look forward. Again, another option. And just options. You don't have to take these versions. We'll take one more round of breath. And then let's slowly walk the hands all the way back up underneath the shoulders. So we're going to come into our long tabletop. I want you to scoop your lower belly, nice straight spine. Let's take the right leg back behind us to begin with and flex the ankles. We don't need to lift the leg too high and open up the hip. We want to stay level across the back of our pelvis. So leg not too low, leg not too high. Nice and flat line of our hip. Flex the ankle. Once you've found your balance here with the leg, reach your left arm all the way out in front of you. Good, so hold it here, one more round of breath. Inhale, lengthen your hand forward and your foot back. You're elongating out of the spine. Exhale, draw your elbow to your knee, round the spine. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower. Good. Set up straight for the other side. Left leg back behind you. Again, not too high. Open up the hips. Drop that hip down. Flex the left foot behind you. Find your balance. Squeeze the core. Right arm all the way forward. And shoulder stays down from the ears, yogis. Gaze to your mat so your neck can stay nice and long. Inhale, fill the body. Exhale, curl. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lower. Good. From here, we're going to find our hover plank. So press down through the toes. Shoulders are over your wrists. Let's lift the knees into our hover plank. We're just holding here for 3. Scoop your lower belly. Reach the crown of the head forward. 2. Good. Press up out of your hands, round into your upper back a little. Lower back, your lumbar stays neutral. Good, and then I want you to push up into your downward facing dog. And if you need to adjust the distance between your hands and your feet, do this now. Good, so we're really finding our most comfortable version of downward facing dog. And let's straight away pedal through the feet. So we're opening up the back line of the legs. So all the way from the sit bones down through our hamstrings, the calves, down into the Achilles tendons. And these tendons wrap underneath your heel to the soles of your feet. So it really is a true release. The whole back line of the legs. Good, we're gonna take one more round of breath here. Inhale. Keep pushing your weight up and away from your hands. Nice. Good. And then so find stillness in downward facing dog. Inhale, come all the way forward into plank pose, shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Scoop your belly, look back behind you. This time, ripple forward through your spine. So like we had in that long tabletop before, curling the knee into the chest. Good, and then exhale, downward facing dog. One more time like this. Round through the spine. As you do so, scoop the belly. Crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. So inhale, come forward into plank pose. Now you can modify and drop down onto your knees. Absolutely an option. We're going to come into side plank. So we swivel over onto the knees. Left hand presses down. Right hand is going to thread all the way up. Now you can modify. Stay here on your knees or take both of your legs straight. And let's have the legs to stack on top of one another. Belly button back towards your spine. Good. So we're just going to hold here for 3. Good, so wherever you are, lift your top hip higher away from your mat. Nice, let's hold 1. Plank pose, so you can drop to your knees. We'll come straight to the other side. Your version here, yogis. So side plank, belly button back towards your spine, long tailbone here. We're really trying to lengthen our tailbone down away from the crown of the head. 1 more counts. Good. And then exhale, lower your hand. Everyone lower your knees to your mat. Lay down onto your belly. Untuck your toes behind you. Inhale, lengthen your tailbone down towards your heels. Soft squeeze of your glutes and you lift your belly button up off your mat as you find your cobra pose. So lift your head and your chest. Doesn't have to be high. Exhale, low the chest down. Inhale. Cobra. And exhale, lower the chest down 1 more time. Maybe you come a little higher, up to you. Inhale. And exhale. Good, let's tuck the toes. Sit back into child's pose. Lengthen the sit bones all the way back towards the heels. Let the head release if you can here. Inhale, come up onto your hands and your knees. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath. Inhale through the nose. You might want to lift high onto your toes. Give them a stretch. And then exhale. Downward facing dog. So that, 1 more time. Inhale, come forward into plank pose. You modify as you need to. Drop your knees if that is you. Lift your right hand high, everyone, so you can be on your knees. If you would like to intensify, you lift your top leg. We're holding here just for 3. Good, suck your belly button, 2. Hold for 1. Lower your leg, everyone lower the hand, find your plank. Over to the other side. So knees can be to your mats, both legs straight, or lift the top leg, hold for 3, for 2, for 1, lower the leg, lower the hand, everyone lower the knees, drop down onto your bats. Inhale, cobra pose. And exhale, lay the chest down. Tuck your toes, sit back into child's. Inhale, come forward into tabletop, downward facing dog. Let's walk the feet up to meet our hands. Good, and so you scoop your belly. Scooping your belly high. Good, we want to draw our sit bones up towards the sky. So you lift your sit bones and this allows your chest to drop lower. So lifting up your back body, down your front body. Good. You might even take your hands behind, and if you're really round through the chest here, this is okay. You can release through the back of your body, the back of your rib cage. You might even tuck your chin. I like to do this. You get a nice stretch down the back of your neck. Really beautiful release here. We're just going to take one more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, elongate the spine. Now you can have your hands to your ankles, maybe the shins. And then exhale, fold all the way down. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold forward. One more time. Inhale. And then exhale. Let's bend behind the knees and start to roll up to stand. To find our Tadasana, we're going to reach the hands all the way high, fingertips up to touch, and then exhale, hands down into heart center. Good. So inhale, reach your hands all the way high, fingertips to touch. Exhale, let's just hold here and plant your feet firmer into your mat. Inhale, reach your hands higher, fill the lungs, scoop out through your lower belly. And then exhale, take a slight back bend. Doesn't have to be much at all. Inhale, stand tall. Good. Pistol mudra. Index fingers reach high, thumbs back. Exhale, soft back bend. And we don't want to sink into the front of the hips. You stay supported through your low back. Inhale, stand tall. One more time. Exhale, soft back bend. So it's just the back body. Nice. And then stand all the way up. Hands into heart center. Sun A. Inhale. Hands up. Fingers touch, exhale, hands today down through your heart center. Hinge at your hips, all the way to your mat. Tack your chin to your chest. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands. Now step or float back into plank pose, up to you. Good. Now moving a little faster through our preparation for Chaturanga, you can drop your knees as we were before. This is always an option. Lower halfway down. Good, hold it here, lengthen through your low back. Good, drop down onto your mat, untuck the toes. Inhale, lift the head and the chest. Exhale, lay the chest down. Tuck your toes, push up into your plank. Now you can come into half plank on your knees or full plank. Again, up to you. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels high. Exhale, push back. Inhale, lift the heels high. Exhale, push back. Bend your knees, look to your fingertips, step all the way to the top of your mat. Big toes are together now, yogis. Heels slightly apart. It's about a fist width distance between the heels. So I can fit my fist in between my heels. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, roll up, reach the hands high. Exhale, hands down, heart center. Inhale. Exhale, slight back bend. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, hands down through heart, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward, plant the hands, step or float back into plank. Again, up to you. Let's slowly move down through this Chaturanga. Halfway down, untuck your toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. So you have your kneecaps up off your mat. We don't want to break the neck. We keep the neck long and supported, reaching the crown of the head high. Take one more breath here. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels. Push back. Inhale, lift the heels. Push back, bend your knees. Look to your fingers, step or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, roll all the way up, fingers high. Exhale, hands down, heart center. Last time, inhale, circle the hands. Exhale, slight back bend. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Plant hand, step or float back into plank. Good. Chaturanga. Halfway, untuck toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come into your plank pose. You can modify, drop onto your knees if this is you. Reach your right hand high. Now you don't want your right hip to sway back or forward. Ooh, or forward. We keep it on top, so you're gonna lose your balance. Intensify if you want to. 3, 2, 1. Lower the leg, lower the hand. Straight to the other side. Modify onto your knees if this is you. Both legs straight, no swaying through the hips. Left hip stacks on top. Intensify if this is you. 3, 2, 1. Lower the foot, lower the hand, chaturanga. And exhale. Let's take 2 big breaths of rounds of breath, yogis. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift the heels. Push back, bend the knees. Step or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold forward. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Sweep your hands all the way forward. And then high, bend deep into your knees. Deep, deep, deep. Reach your hands all the way high. And then bring your hands into heart center. Now we want to avoid arching into our lower back. Suck your belly button to your spine. Send your weight back into your heels. And then you can sit lower. Press your hands firmly together here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Transfer your weight into your right leg. Lift your left knee into your chest. We're going to slowly step back into our crescent lunge. So our high lunge. So you're controlling through this right leg. Reach the hands all the way high. Good, let's take a round of breath here. Inhale. And exhale, warrior 2. So we want the knee to be over on top of the ankle. If you need to adjust your feet, you can do this. Arms are parallel to the mat. Good, reverse warrior. Flip the front wrist, reach forward, up and back. Good, then exhale, warrior 2. Humble warrior, take your hands behind you. Interlace your fingers, straighten the arms, puff your chest. Salute forward, so right shoulder inside your right knee, and I want you to pull your right hip, your right sit bone towards your left heel. So you're trying to twist through your low back here. Take another breath, push the hands as far over the head as you can. Release your hands slowly, come back up into warrior 2. Nice, let's find our crescent lunge. Swivel into your right leg, inhale, look high. Exhale, hands down through the heart center, all the way to your mat. Step back into plank pose. Remember, you can drop to your knees if you want to. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, kneecaps lifted. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, take a breath. Exhale, push back. Inhale, lift the heels. Push back, bend the knees, step or float to top. Big toes together. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold forward. So the same sequence on the other side. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Sweep your hands all the way forward and high. Scoop the belly. Draw your hands back into your heart center. Shoulder blades, they draw close together on your back. You're broad across the front of your collarbones. Send your weight back into your heels. Sit a little lower. Scooping belly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Transfer your weight into your left leg. Right knee up into your chest. Slowly step all the way back into your crescent lunge. So again, you're pressing down through that left leg, using your hamstring to ground into space here. Upright your spine. Crescent lunge. Take a breath, yogis. Inhale. Exhale, open into warrior 2. So arms are parallel here. Knee on top of the ankle. Flip your front wrist. Reach forward, reverse warrior. All the way up and back. Nice, and then exhale. Warrior 2, humble warrior. Take the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers. Puff the chest. And then you salute forward. Good, so left shoulder inside left knee. Hands are high. Tuck the chin. Left sit bone back towards right heel. So you're lengthening through the right side of the torso. Take another breath. Exhale, release your hands slowly. Upright your spine, find warrior two. Crescent lunge, swivel on the toes. Look high. Exhale, hands all the way down to your mat. Step back into plank pose. Modify, drop your knees if this is you. Chaturanga, untuck toes. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take just a little moment in our downward dog. I want you to step your feet mat width apart. So really nice and wide. Walk your hands just back far enough so that your heels can touch your mat. So you're in a shallow downward dog, shallow pose here. Good, feel grounded with the outside edges of your feet, so the blades of your feet. Nice, so we're gonna find rotation. Inhale, take a big breath. Exhale, reach your right hand back for your left leg. Now you might take hold up near the thigh, could be down near the ankle, maybe in the middle, wherever works for you. Find twist, look up underneath your left armpit. Good, take a breath. And then exhale, release your hand back, other side, take a big breath. Exhale, left hand reaches back, right leg. So find where works for you. Look up underneath your right armpits. Take a breath. Exhale, release your hand to your mat. Step your feet back into hip width distance and then walk your hands out a little more. True downward facing dog. Back to normal down dog. Take a breath. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, push back. Inhale, lift the heels. Push back, bend the knees, step or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Now, yogis, we're gonna do the same sequence. We're just adding on a little bit. So, you know the beginning. Utkatasana, bend the knees, sweep the hands all the way forward and high. Hands down into heart center. This time we're gonna add a little bit, lift your heels. Inhale, exhale. Stay low on the knees, inhale. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Transfer weight into right leg. Lift your left knee up into your chest. Crescent lunge, step all the way back. Slowly control through your right leg. Inhale, exhale, warrior two. Reverse, flip the wrist. Reach forward, up and back. Exhale, warrior two. Humble, take hands behind. Interlace, puff chest, lengthen arms. Fold forward, salute forward, shoulder inside the knee. Right hip back to your left heel, tuck the chin, look back into your navel. Good, yogis, hold it here for a breath, hands high. Release the hands, slowly upright the spine. Warrior two, swivel in to your crescent lunge. Nice, so from here, we're gonna come up into stork pose. Left knee up into your chest. So take a breath, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Left knee to chest. Good, so eagle pose. I want you to cross your left leg over your right. Bend deep into your right knee. Good, and we don't wanna sway the hips too much here. You will lose your balance. So cross the knee. If the tuck of the toe is an option for you, do this. Hands stay to heart center. Now, send your hip bones back behind you. You're folding forward, you're saluting forward at the hips. Ooh, good. And then you're trying to come down into the tightest little ball shape that you can. You might even tuck your chin, up to you. Take another breath. Good. From here, slowly unraveling this leg, coming out into warrior three. Take a breath, inhale. Reach your hands back behind you. Good, and then standing forward, fold, release the leg, release the hands, tuck the chin. Inhale halfway. We flow it out, vinyasa. Exhale, fold forward, plant the hands, step or float back. Remember, you can modify to knees. Chaturanga. Inhale. And exhale. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, step or float to top. Inhale. Last time of the sequence, guys. Exhale, fold forward. Utkatasana, chair pose. Hands sweep forward and high. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Transfer weight into your left leg. Right knee up into your chest. Step back into crescent lunge. Good. Upright your spine. Exhale. Warrior two. Reverse. Flip the wrist. Reach forward, up and back. And then exhale. Warrior two. Humble. Take hands behind. Interlace. Puff the chest. Salute forward. Tuck the chin. Left hip back towards your right heel. Take your hands as high as you can. Tuck the chin. Look back into navel. Nice. Release your hands. Upright your spine. Swivel into crescent lunge. Take a breath here. Inhale. Stork pose. Stand up. Knee to your chest. Good. Hands to heart center. Eagle pose. We cross. Right leg on top of the left. Option to tuck the toe. Totally fine if not. Hinge at hips. Fold the chest forward. Maybe you tuck the chin. Just an option. Tight little shape here. Keep the shoulders broad. No rounding. Stay broad. Whee! Good. Let's unravel this leg. Come into warrior three. Nice. Take one more breath. Reach the hands back behind you. Good. And then standing forward, fold. Give your legs a shake. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Plant the hands, step or float back. Chaturanga, modify if you need to. Exhale. Downward facing. Last time, yogis. Inhale, come into your plank pose. Remember, you can modify. Side plank. Lift right hand high. 3, 2, 1. Lower the hand. Other side. Again, you might keep your legs straight. You might intensify. Lift your top leg. 3, 2, 1. Lower the leg. Lower the hand. Everyone, 3 counts to lower for your chaturanga. Last time. 3, 2, 1. Hold. Untuck toes. Inhale. Upward facing. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Good. Let's drop the knees. Let's sit back into child's pose. Ooh. Good. Maybe you take a little rock from side to side. This one will also be a nice massage across the front of the face, across the forehead, softening the skin of the face, letting your jaw relax, your cheeks relax, and then let's find stillness. Good. We'll take one more breath. And then walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Unravel your spine. Your head stacks on top of the shoulders. Now we're going to come into toe stretch, not for very long, just 5 rounds of breath. So bring your knees together. Toes are together behind you. Tuck your toes. So tucking the toes, knees are together. Good. So I want to sit back. I want to have my shoulders on top of my hips. So we have a plumb line of energy. So from the crown of the head, down through the shoulders, the spine, all the way down into the hips, down through the feet into the earth. Good. So face forward. You can close your eyes if you prefer. Inhale through your nose. Exhale. 4 more rounds of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Really soften into your toes, yogis. 3, 2 more. Inhale. Last time. Inhale. Feel grounded with your feet. Good. Come forward into your hands. Untuck your toes. Give them a little tap. Bring some blood flow back into the feet. Good. So come over into your seat. Bring your legs all the way out in front of you. So we're going to find just a seated forward fold, really simple. Sitting as high as you can. So we want to no slouching through the back. Most importantly is our lumbar, so our low back. So I want you to sit high here. Almost feel as if your chest, your sternum is being pulled forward, up and out of you. You might have a slight bend behind your knees. I do. I'm a little tight in my hamstrings, so I need to add this bend here. Take your hands to your legs, wherever that is. Could be on top, could be at the side and high, might be underneath. I want you to round your back. So round your back, you can adjust the hands, tuck your chin. So lots of different ways to do seated forward fold. Today we're rounding. Good, you might reach for your feet, this is okay. Can you tuck your toes back towards the face? So again, we are rounding through the spine. We're trying to open up across our back body. Let's take one more round of breath here. Good, and then slowly unravel the spine, head on top of the shoulders. Good, so facing sideways on your mat, we are going to come into our straddle. So again, lots of different ways to do all of these stretchy, softer poses. So for straddle today, I want you to find about 80% of a stretch here in your inner thighs. You might even feel it underneath in your hamstrings, and that's totally good. Double stretch for you. Flex your ankles, turn your toes back towards your face. Again, you might have a bit of a bend into your knees, and that's okay. We're going to find lateral stretch. So inhale, lift both of your hands all the way up. Good, let's go over towards the right leg. Good, so I don't want you to lift this left hip up. We keep left hip grounded. So equal weight down through both of the hips, finding a side stretch. Let's take one more round of breath. Good, all the way upright. Make sure that both of your sit bones are equal here. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Flexing the ankles so you're activated through your legs. Take one more breath. And exhale. Upright. Good. Let's draw the legs all the way back together. Good. Facing forward on your mat again. So we're going to make our way to lay down on the mat. We're nearly done. We're going to come into boat pose, and this is your last bit of effort, last little bit of work for our powerhouse. So rock back, lift your shins parallel to your mat. So again, no collapsing into your back body. I want you to lift your heart center, your chest plate high. So we're elongated through the spine. Ooh, lift your shins high. Now you can keep your hands to your legs. You can reach them down onto the mat, or palms face upwards. We're just holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want you to lower halfway down, and it's only halfway, and then lift your chest. Halfway down. Lift your chest. 3 more. Halfway down. Lift your chest. 2 more. Halfway down. Lift your chest. Last time. Halfway down. Hold it here. Let's find our pistol mudra. Point your gun towards your feet. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Take a full body stretch, yogis. Your low back will probably lift up off your mat, and this is nice. Maybe you give your legs a bit of a shake. Good. And then release your arms. Step your feet up underneath your knees. We're going to come into a twist. So I want you to place your hands on top of the hips. We're going to scoot our pelvis to the right side of the mat. So you pick your pelvis up, kick it over to the right side of the mat. Left leg is going to come all the way long, and then the right knee over and across your body for a big juicy twist. Good. So you can look away from this knee. If that's a bit too much for your neck and through the scalene, same side stretch we found at the beginning of our flow, you can look up to the ceiling. Take one more breath here, yogis. Slowly make your way back onto your mat. So your pelvis is out of line. So we bring it back into center, square the body if you need to. Kick the pelvis over to the left. Right leg long. Left knee all the way over. Yeah. Good. So you can take your gaze out and away from your bent. Maybe you don't. Maybe you keep it high. That's totally okay. Whatever feels better in your body. Take one more breath. Good. Make your way back onto your mat. Step your feet up. Square your pelvis again. Come back into the middle. Last little stretch here, yogis. Draw your knees into your chest. Take your hands around the front of your shins, and wherever works, I like to interlace my fingers so I can really let my legs just hang in to my arms. I don't have to use power of bicep or any power through my shoulders. Maybe a rock side to side. This is a beautiful self-massage for your lumbar. So take any version here that's nice for your body. And then, yogis, happy baby. So soles of the feet are going to come high. We're going to bend deep into the knees. Take your legs as wide as you can. Now, you can have your hands behind your knees, soft version of happy baby. Maybe you take your hands to the outside of your ankles. So lots of different ways. You could even take peace fingers around your big toes. So full expression, peace fingers around big toes. Bend deep into knees. You might take a bit of movement here. Maybe a rock from side to side. You could even play around with straightening one leg and then the other. Good. Really try and soften the back of your neck. Find stillness. Take one more breath. And gently release your legs all the way down. We come straight into Shavasana, yogis. Well done. You've made it. Now feel free to stay in Shavasana for as long as you want, but we won't be here for too long. Let's take the arms down by the hips, about 45 degrees away from the body. So you've got a bit of space up into your armpits. And then you let go of the ankles, and then you let go of the hips. So the legs will flop outwards. Good. Let your chin fall back into your throat. Close your eyes. Bring all of your awareness back into your body. Feel the power of yoga in your body. And just becoming aware of your breath. So your breath doesn't have to be any particular way. Just notice how it is. Maybe you start to lengthen the breath. And then all together we take 3 big rounds of ocean breaths. So inhale through your nose, fill the belly, fill the ribs and the chest. And then exhale out through your mouth. So you can keep both of your hands down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And so yogis, flutter your eyelids open if they are closed. Start to twinkle your toes and wriggle your fingers. And then roll over onto the right side of your body, and then lift yourself all the way up to a seat. Good. So find the seat you had right at the beginning of class. Let's cross the legs, bring the hands to the knees, fingers curl around the front of the caps. Good. Let's bring the hands into the heart center. And then close down your eyes. And I always close my practice with our mantra, so please repeat after me loudly. Loka samasta sukhinu bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhinu bhavantu. And then all together we say Namaste. So see you next time, guys. Again, my name is Nina and I am from Sukhinu. Bye.